Welcome back to Arkansas. We are right now. We are going into overtime, but here's what happened at the buzzer. It did not count it at all.
An opportunity to pass it to Pope or Kaluma, but I am fine with him taking the last
And
shot,
that means we are going to overtime. So the buzzer beater did not count at all.
That same play that
They think that Texas can beat it, but they didn't at the buzzer. So they did not count at all. So right now we're going to overtime. This is our first overtime this season. This is Texas' their very first time to go into overtime their first season. Last 4 in for both teams, both here. So black geology for both teams, last 4 in. All right.
Another bubble team tonight, Oklahoma, trying to pull against Kentucky.
Oh, by the way, we both have a tie record. Both our teams. Who's going to make the tie record? Because we tied for whatever place it is. Our record is 16-11, 5-9. Texas, same thing. 16-11, 5-9. We now again have the tie record. Who will break the tie record? We're tied for. This is so unreal. Okay, when we hit the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament, I'll say starting in a week for the SEC. Okay, we'll start from March the 5th. So,
I'll tell you what,
March 9th, Sunday this time. Last year held from March 6th to 10th. And this time it's going to held from March 5th to 9th. So March 5th is going to be the first round. March 6th, second round. Friday, quarterfinals. Saturday, semifinals. And the winner out of those games will head on for the championship game. And for Sunday, March 9th, it's the championship. It's coming down to this. It's coming down to that. Whichever team wins it will be the crowned champion. That's it. We have a lot of games in store. So we'll see how this team's got into the tournament, the postseason. So underway and overtime. Here we go. This will all decide. Whichever team wins this one will walk on out of here. We are rooting for Arkansas Razorbacks once again.
Help came from Davis.
Kenneth. And a 3 for Texas. They are back on top of the 3. We're getting close.
Stop it, Trey. Who did that to you?
This has been an intense game here on ESPN2. You're on ESPN2. Whoa! And we are back within 1. Oh, boy. And here's the thing. If we don't win this game at the buzzer, if it's still a tie score, if we did not break the tie, and that means we'll have to go to second overtime. If that happens in the second overtime, that means we go to the third overtime. I'm just so remember that I do remember the year before when I was at the basketball game versus LaSalle University. That was unbelievable. And the triple over. Whoa! We come back closer. For instance, when I used to attend Temple men's basketball versus LaSalle University, it's like LaSalle Shockers game event. It's unbelievable. We have to go for.
So Jordan Pope tries to get in on it.
And we go for.
Ray Johnson took a little breath right there. That's the thing. When you trap and you make them exert energy, it's a little bit different. Arkansas,
All right.
I'm going right back inside.
For
your
instance,
whether that's Knox, if he's
starting tomorrow. No.
Go back to him.
Now, we was there throughout the whole time until the second half, you know.
There's a switch.
Sealed by a big Z.
Nice entry, and Johnson with the foul on the hold. That's his third personal.
Listen,
Trey Johnson is a guy you don't want to give any glimpse to.
you ain't gonna believe it. I stayed
there
there the whole time. When I told when the second half ends, we went to the first overtime. Then after that, head on to the second overtime. Then after that, then we went to the third triple overtime. And I told my Temple Owlsmiths basketball team won the game against LaSalle.
Against Kentucky, he's got
I'm sorry, LaSalle Explorers.
to match his career high.
Triple overtime can be very unreal. Let's take a moment of silence. And we tied it up at 74. This is our first overtime this season. I don't know if Texas had that in the middle of their seasons from decades ago when they were used to be in the Big 12. But now they're new to the SEC now. We sort of had a big party so far. And we took the lead back in front.
Wagner looks like he's taking it amongst himself to apply a little bit of pressure.
They'll pick up Pope. Johnson waits on the right wing.
So, and we are going to have a timeout by Texas.
Overtime game between these longtime rivals who are meeting tonight for the 157th time in college basketball special. How about this building? And it matters to this fan base. Even the cheerleaders came out with towels, horns down.
Wow.
Play in this building when it's rocking. I've been able to see this Arkansas program when it's bubbling. As a kid, they had me glued to the TV watching Corliss Williamson, so they know what championship basketball.
Something has always been going on.
Energy that needs to be put out, and them as a fan base always and always support some teams. The ups, the downs, it does not matter.
Oh.
That's why, as a player, this is where you would love to go and you love to play for these fans. They understand the game.
We'll see how they
will. The national championship in 1994. Here's a look at the reset. 2:34 to play in overtime. Arkansas owns a possession arrow. Texas in the double bonus. Arkansas in the 1-1. And it'll be Texas basketball off of the made free throws at midcourt when Rodney Terry got the timeout. Rodney Terry got teed up in the first half.
Yes.
This is a Texas team that came into this game, Ron Slay, a little bit anxious about where they stand, not just in relation to the NCAA tournament, but what it means for the future of this program, especially after their recent struggles.
The hours
win against a
opens
rival,
from
man,
10 a.m.
do wonders for this program if
to
they can pull it off.
Absolutely. It helps them coming into the SEC establish an identity. Understanding that it's going to take some hard
from
work.
10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Night in and night out to prove yourself and show who you are. We're talking about the Arkansas fan base and what they mean to walk in this building and get a victory. Something different.
One bubble team just lost tonight. Kentucky was able to win at Oklahoma. Meanwhile, Trey Johnson is carrying the load for Texas. He has matched his career high with a 32-point effort.
Man, this young man, I mean, from all three levels. And when I say all three levels, I mean the three-point level. I mean the mid-range level. And I mean at the rim. There you see the mid-range. This young man, when he's feeling it, he's feeling it. The charcoal is gray on the grill, meaning the food can go on there and cook all the way through. That's what he's doing.
What?
I had you as more of a big green egg kind of guy, but I like the cop.
I got one of those too.
3 straight games with 25 or more. First SEC freshman to do it since Cam Thomas at LSU. Thomas, with that fantastic season at Baton Rouge, one of the handful of freshmen, you count them on one hand, that led the league in scoring.
Lethal. And he was lethal like that in high school. An Oak Hill Academy alum playing for the great legendary coach Steve Smith. You know, Oak Hill is something special. Cam Carter was something special. Trey Johnson is something special. A promise you got to be different to be able to be on the level and a freshman to lead the country in scoring.
Including freshman eligibility, Bernard King with 26 a game at 75. These are the only freshmen Since freshman eligibility to lead the SEC in scoring, Brandon Miller, most recent, is a hair under 20. And Trey Johnson's average will go up. He came in, scored 20 a game. That's 52 over the last 2 games. The superstar at Lake Highlands High School in Texas.
So Terry's been on point with his OTAs right here. Let's see what he comes with.
Kaluma gets downhill on Brazil. Forced it up. Rebounded it. And now wide open, Jordan Pope decides to drive and share. Shedrick with the bigs. Left it short, and Kaluma knocked it out of bounds.
So many opportunities. Pope had an opportunity.
Yet not one touch for Trey Johnson.
Not one touch. And I feel Kaluma was supposed to hand it to him. He saw them overcommit to him, so he went to the lane. He has to touch the ball. I'm going to be honest. Every possession, I need Trey to touch the ball. 29.9% usage rate. 5th highest for an SEC player. You got to let him get it. He's going to make the right play.
Tom Hart, Ron Slay, overtime in Fayetteville. Hogs led for just about the entirety of regulation. They fell behind 3-0 on a Trey Johnson bucket. Reclaimed the lead. It didn't look back until late.
See Arkansas trying to go back inside.
6 to shoot. Nellie Davis with the drive. And O'Connell goaltending and count it. And Janelle Davis, who took FAU to a Final Four, is in double figures. More importantly, it's a 3-point lead.
Really good job right there. Getting to the basket and putting it on the backboard, knowing that you got an opportunity to beat the big. Hit the backboard first. That's an easy call. This all go real fast.
Yeah, under 4 minutes. They review it immediately. That is protocol. Nellie Davis with a great interview on the Hog Pod. He talked about his shots. He gets up 3,000 shots a day. Probably a week, that would be a record, 3,000 a day.
Call the force confirmed, goaltending.
But he goes 500 a day, 6 days a week. Everybody gets a day off, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's a guy that can get going too. You just got to get him clear looks at the rim to get it going.
His dad must have been a St. Lunatic, gave him the nickname Nelly. He goes hand in hand with Janelle, but he was a big Nelly fan. That's where you say it's getting hot in her, but you didn't take the bait.
I didn't want that bait because the last thing I told you was I didn't supposed to have a shirt on today anyway.
You weren't.
Yeah, you weren't. You know what comes after it's getting hot in here, right? So take off all your clothes, Tommy.
Eric Musselman is no longer coaching here. We don't need anybody shirtless.
And I'm telling you, they said they had to cut his shirt off. I wonder what they had to do to get this suit off. Here we go.
Pope will bring it up. Johnson guarded by Davis. 1:45 to play in overtime number 1.
The screen and the re-screen coming right here. Nice quick hitter.
Trey Johnson all alone. And rebounded by Richmond. That was a clean look.
It was a clean look. He usually knocks those down. Great job by Billy Richmond. He hasn't played a lot in the second half or the overtime, but this is the bolt of energy that you need from a guy like him.
John Calipari has had 7 scholarship players at his disposal.
We're under 2 minutes to go in overtime. This is a pretty intense game here on ESPN2. Because if Texas ties it up, but not really. We extended our lead to 5 for right now. We're on 8-0 run. And we're on a minute to go. This is it. This is all decides. Oh my God, they're back. They're closer. Now's that timeout will be taken by
Arkansas doing a terrific job, whether it's a post entry or a drive. They are getting in the paint. Those are high percentage shots. Great job by Adu. The help side came over, stayed vertical in Kaluma, but eyes on the rim, finishing DJ Wagner.
I hate to say this one time, but
game for both teams this season.
listen closely. Between ACC and SEC, those two women's basketball conferences will eventually going to end their regular season finales. Sunday, it's going to be the triple header.
For Texas, and Vladimir Visic has 6 of the 10 for the Hogs.
Yeah, and they've done a great job as far as scoring inside. They're giving them opportunities. Trey Johnson just being him is getting plenty of opportunities coming out of this timeout. I would love to see the play drawn out for Trey Johnson time, and I would try to lift the big men of Arkansas. If they're guarding Kaluma, try to raise them up on the opposite side of the wing where they can't just sit under the basket and overhelp with Trey Johnson.
It'll be Arkansas basketball after the Trey Johnson layup was good. Does Texas mix it up defensively at all?
Yeah, I extend pressure. I'd love to go with a 1-2-1-1 trap or a 2-2-1 for Texas. Trap the first inbounds, and then let's see if we can get a turnover, hands-on ball, and know who you're fouling if you're going to foul.
12 turnovers tonight for Arkansas, more than their season average. And I think it's also fair to wonder, even though John Calipari's happy playing with a short rotation, what the legs are like for Arkansas here late in this game.
Yeah, I think when you got the energy rabbits, the energy bunnies like Billy Richmond, DJ Wagner that likes to score in the paint, Big C who's taller than everybody on the floor, you're just fine with going inside.
Davis, Brazil, Wagner, and Knox have all played 35 minutes or more tonight. So here's that full court pressure. It'll be Pope on the ball. Yeah, he's not a great free throw shooter, 73%. He's inconsistent. Wagner didn't give it to him, and Ivisic hold that lower back again. That has been an issue throughout.
And back and core, two things you don't want to play with when you're tall when you're playing basketball. Shedrick was able to muscle him out. He wasn't able to hold his weight right there to get the inbound pass.
So a 30-second timeout for Arkansas. And John Calipari worked on a very specific inbounds play and shoot around today when you have the baseline, and that is to give it up with another passer coming out of bounds next to you.
Yep, and it's supposed to be a quick action. Nobody's supposed to hesitate. As soon as the ball's inbound, it gets right back to him and he sprints up. Seems to be guys holding, may have to push Big C all the way back just because of his back. No point intended.
Ellie Davis will be the best free throw shooter on the floor for Arkansas, 86% on the season. Knox, Richmond, and Ivisic all under 80%.
Great experience for both of these teams that are vying for an NCAA tournament berth, because this is the way it goes in the tournament sometimes. You got to close games out by paying attention to the detail and executing both ends of the floor.
They'll take Ivisic out. Adu is on the floor. You don't want him to have the ball. He's only a 57% free throw shooter.
See, he's got scoops across.
Yep, there's the play they had today, a shoot around. Nellie Davis with the touch. Texas is going to trap him in the backcourt. Lob to Richmond, knocked away by Pope. Wow, that close to the steal.
That was it. Jump the first pass. See what you can get.
22 seconds left in the shot clock.
Great jobs, hands. Guys got to come to the ball if you're Arkansas. Everybody was standing and waiting to receive the ball, to go to the ball and attack.
Calipari screaming at his team. We got 2 seconds to get across midcourt.
With no timeout. So you can get a 5-second count. If you're Arkansas, you don't want to have to be forced to throw it in the backcourt.
Up front to Wagner, got a step. He had an elbow in his back and a foul by Shedrick. It's a third on Shedrick.
This is a good job, no hesitation, coming off of a line stack-like look. DJ just using his speed to get around.
It was not a shooting foul. Wagner will be shooting 1-1.
Great job by Billy Richmond being able to make that pass as well by being defended out of bounds.
And 1 of 2 from the free throw line at the end of regulation. He is 4 for 5 from the free throw line tonight.
This would be the blocks out.
Missed it. Could have made it a 2-possession game. Into the hands of Trey Johnson.
When there's time, you don't have to have a 3 right here.
Brazil extends on it. Kaluma looking for Pope. And now Shedrick will hand it off to Trey Johnson. Wanted to pull, passed on it, turned it over. Davis out front, leading the break.
Turnover.
And Pope with the foul with 24.2 left.
And the mental part of the game is so vital. Kaluma had the ball and his man was in the paint. He didn't even look at the rim. Watch this. When he dribbles over, look where Adu is. He's not even looking at the rim. This is a 3-point shooter. That's tough. Just lost handle there. Great job by Arkansas attacking.
Hogg's free throw shooting has left something to be desired in the clutch moments. By the way, that was the 5th on Pope. Texas will steal a timeout. Arkansas does the same as they have a minute to get Pope's replacement in. And Trey Johnson hanging his head.
I almost keep on saying that. Like, God's sake.
With 34 points on 12 of 25 shooting. Nelly Davis.
All right.
Chance to basically seal it.
Okay. Cover letter.
This is the front
Let's
end
see.
of
Do I have any cover letter like this? Let's see. Let's see. Cover letter.
4-point Arkansas lead.
Now you set your defense. You want to get everybody back to half court, whether this is make or miss, and understand Texas is coming. There you go. Cal made everybody get back. You set your defense, keep everything in front, feet and heels on the three-point line.
Davis knocks them both down. Last gasp for Texas. 20 seconds to play, down 5. Johnson, step back 3. Of course he did. And Rodney Terry with a quick timeout. What a performance by Trey Johnson. 37 points. And it's a 2-point deficit with 15 seconds to play.
I believe this is what he was looking for last time. Watch how he gathers to get ready to snatch it back. He just lost the handle last time. That time, feet up under him. Don't matter if you're there. Don't matter if you're not. The shot's going up for Trey Johnson.
This has been an unbelievable performance. He's the first SEC opponent, according to Hogstats, since Lance Weems in 1996 to have 34 and 4 assists against the Hogs.
Yeah, he's doing it from all over the floor. Being in attack mode is what's needed in this game, especially when you're not getting the help from a guy like Jamal Martin. I wonder how much that fall and bump on the head kind of affected him. We haven't seen much of him in this second half or overtime. So a guy like Kaluma having an opportunity to shoot his shots kind of
close.
second guess himself. Arkansas doing a terrific job of not settling for
Another
the
pass
not
first.
going in the second half, but pounding the ball inside.
Okay, that needs to be
Yeah, Kaluma just 2 for 15 from 3 of the last 6 games,
close.
including tonight. So that confidence certainly missing for Texas. Quick inbounds and a quick foul from Devon Pryor. 14.6 remaining.
Let me see if this is right.
I understand making
Nope,
people catch
it's
the
not.
ball in front, not
Put the answer.
yourself when you get beat wrong.
Oops.
Plenty of time for Texas Longhorns. But Arkansas, this is an opportunity. Test yourself and seal the game.
Jonell Davis, 5 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. Product of Gary, Indiana. 4 years at Florida Atlantic, including a trip to the Final Four. And again, he can make it a 2-possession game.
There you go. You understand what exactly you want everybody to come to the ball, especially if you're Trey Johnson. If you're Arkansas, you're going to corral him, make him have to give the ball up, regardless if it's a contested shot or not, and then finish with the rebound.
James Brading, the official, wanted to dry that basketball off. Another one for Nelly Davis. It's been such money from the line. He named his mini gold medal cash. 4-point Arkansas lead. Trey Johnson, just for good measure, reverses it in. 7.3 remaining. Another timeout taken. What a performance by Trey Johnson. Kevin Durant had 37 against KU in the 07 Big 12 tournament title game. Texas lost that game in overtime, and this is the most for a Texas freshman since then. He has exceeded it with a 39-point outburst.
This young man, you talking about a competitor. He came out smiling and giving high fives. You knew he was going to be focused and ready for this game, especially being on the road. He's come from that cloth, but you also got to understand exactly who Arkansas is. They got guys that have been battle tested. DJ Wagner, Nelly Davis, Trevor Brazil, Thomas A. The list goes on and on to add with these rookies.
This is a freshman record for Texas, the 39 points. Durant and Terrence Rencher each had 37-point outbursts that I mentioned a moment ago in Durant's Big 12 championship game against Kansas.
Hello, record book.
And KD keeps pace with it. He tweeted out him earlier this season when Trey Johnson led the comeback win against Texas A&M. And a whistle down the floor. And if it's Shedrick on Adu, they'll be putting Adu at the free throw line, which would be great, but this may be more than that. And whether or not it was intentional, John Calipari is asking it to be. They found the right guy.
They most definitely got the right guy.
But the officials are going to get together and discuss whether or not this was intentional. Of course, by definition, they're all intentional in this moment.
Yeah, everybody's trying to foul.
They're going to go to the monitor and take a look.
That depends
Call
on
the floor is a common foul. Previous plays under further review.
Now they can upgrade this to a flagrant.
I wonder was it a grab or a tug at the jersey? I think that would be one thing that would warrant it. But other than that, if it's a play on and they're asking Shedrick and his coaches, how did you foul?
Certainly wasn't a play on the ball. They were 85 feet, bottom of your screen.
When he has them here,
Oh.
he's able to release. That right there is supposed to be the intention.
I don't think they blew the whistle on that one.
No, they didn't.
The whistle came down floor, way in the front court.
But it looked like that was, definitely intentional. They're trying to get fouled. Tried to get them back here, but they released and ran. So the question is, was Shedrick still pulling at the jersey?
Ronnie Terry hoping the explanation goes his way. If it does, so here's a flagrant one, excessive and unnecessary. It obviously wasn't a play on the ball. Here's the third one kind of catches my attention. It wasn't a push from behind, the tug of the jersey. The push from behind is usually on a ball handler on a breakaway situation where it becomes a dangerous play.
Right. And this with him running away from the ball in this situation would be a foul away from the ball, but that pull of the jersey, that is dangerous when the guy's trying to break loose. It's not a play on the ball and it has nothing to do with basketball.
7 seconds remaining. We have yet to get the explanation.
So Terry's unhappy with it, that's for sure.
That's your context clue. Owen Short with the explanation of the Texas huddle. And now we'll see who's going to be shooting. It was Adu who was fouled in the flagrant.
After review, the play's been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. Arkansas number 9 will shoot 2. It'll be their ball in the front court after the 2 shots.
So that will make it borderline academic, but then again, I already said that once in this overtime period. Ivisic is going to re-enter for Arkansas, playing with a bad back. Adu has the 2 free throws coming.
There it is. There's the ball. Right there.
Adu is only a 57% free throw shooter, and in conference play, it's 11 points worse, 46% from the line in SEC games for Jonas Adu.
It's the only place up there when there's nobody with you.
That'll make him more comfortable.
Like Damian Fishback talking, it's easy as Sunday morning, but man, this is not the way you do it. When you practice free throws, there's guys on the lines giving you 5, chanting at you. Hey, boo.
Fish doesn't have any 6 a.m. flights on Sunday morning. I want his Sundays. 2-possession lead in the basketball for Arkansas. What a second half of conference play it's been for John Calipari's team. If they can hold on, it'll be their 5th win in the last 8 games. And Jonas Adu,
that's it right there.
And he looked like the shooter of the year.
Yeah, paid off, didn't touch no rim. And this all goes back to when they played at Rupp. Coach Cal gave these guys a tangible word to stay with, and that was fearless. They've been playing consistently fearless throughout, even in the games they lost.
Well, they were at a point in their schedule, they had nothing to lose. They were way outside the tournament. This first season for John Calipari at Arkansas was looking like a risky maneuver. A lot of different ways to look at that. And that Kentucky win, going back into his old stomping ground where he's won so many big games at Rupp Arena, the event of the year in college basketball, turned into a trampoline for this program, and they have not stopped since.
No, they have not. And they can seem to be gaining steam and going forward. But I want to tip the cap to a guy like DJ Wagner, who's taking on the responsibility of handling the point full-time, Billy Richmond coming in playing the backup spot, and Carter Knox. Those three guys, without their role, is humongous for this team moving forward.
Ray Johnson fires.
No good. That's the win, and we won it. And our final score is 86-81. Go Arkansas Razorbacks on the win. What an intense game, and we won this game in overtime. Wow.
That was a lot of fun. Let's do it again Saturday. Our fantastic crew. I'm Tom Hardy.
We'll say so long from Arkansas, and we will see you next time. Have a great night, everybody.
Ooh, Arkansas squeaking by with the win with the story. Trey Johnson.
Wow.
39 points. Welcome into Sports Center. Kenneth Carter, Amina Smith here with you alongside Seth Greenberg and Sean Farnham. We're 18 days away from selection.
We're right now 18 days from Selection Sunday. Yeah.
Well, that was a baby.